Good dog, welcome back to CFC TV. This is my review for the Chelsea PSG match. I recorded a review with Harry from Talk Chelsea YouTube, but somehow the audio messed up, so I thought I'm gonna do one on my own, and tomorrow we're gonna do another one on his channel as well. And yeah, so I'm gonna start with the lineup, which had a few surprises in it. The first surprise for me personally was that Courtois played ahead of Jack. In the end, he proved me wrong because he was incredible. A few amazing saves. Obviously, most of the rest was just like I expected. Ivanovic on the right, Terry centre back, and Aspilicueta on the left. But it was Cahill next to John Terry and not Zuma, which I didn't really understand. Maybe Joseph's thinking behind that was that Cahill has more experience in the Champions League and played against PSG last season as well. But I think, especially because Zuma played in the French league before, I know he hasn't played against PSG that often because once he was banned and injured and stuff, but he played against them 3 times, I think. And that's still, I don't know, it's still a different motivation, and not only motivation but a different feeling to go in the game than what Cahill had in the Champions League last season. I think it was a completely different game to last season when we lost 3-1. So I think Zuma would have been the better solution. But anyway, so the defensive midfielders were Ramirez and Matic, as I expected as well, because I thought Jose was going to try to shut it down and not lose, which we didn't in the end. So he did well there. Hazard on the left, obviously it was Cesc as number 10, what I expected as well. Willian on the right and Diego Costa up front. So yeah, I'm gonna start with a short review of the game. In the beginning there was nothing really happening. Both teams tried to see what the other team has got basically. And towards the end of the first half, we started playing a bit better and got a goal as well. It was a weird one, really weird one. Terry crossed the ball. Cahill got a flick to it with his heel, and Ivanovic just put it in the back of the net with his head. So great goal, especially by Cahill. That assist was really good. So yeah, we went to half time with a 1-0 lead, and then after the break, we started well, just like I expected. We started defending deeper and more. But after about 10 minutes, it was, I don't know, because they played with 2 strikers, basically. I know Cavani was on the wing, but in the end he was mainly in the box. So Ivanovic was drifted a bit central. I'm not saying that's his fault, but he just had to be a bit more central to sort of have more people in the box than they do. And so it was Ramirez and Willian who were with Matuidi and Maxwell. Willian sort of tried to stop Matuidi's run, and Ramirez came to block Maxwell's cross, but he wasn't quick enough, so he just crossed it without anyone stopping him. And then it was, by both Terry and Cahill, a bit bad positioning because Cavani was just in between them. But I think more blame goes to Cahill because I don't know, Terry would have been behind Cavani, so I don't think he would have been able to stop him from scoring without fouling him anyways. So I think Cahill should have been closer to Cavani and he could have stopped that goal from going in. But, can't really change it, but yet again, Cahill is at fault. So, in my opinion, I was right in my thought that playing Zuma would have been better. And after that, we tried to attack a bit more, but it didn't really work out. PSG had a good game. David Luiz was very good at holding midfielder, which he played last night. I don't know, we couldn't really get it going. We couldn't keep the ball. Ramirez lost the ball a few times, but also others did, like Cesc Fabregas. Passing wasn't on at all. Yeah, I don't know. And they really started pressing us, especially towards the end. Courtois had a few very good saves. Especially like in the last minute or something, a header by Ibrahimovic. It was a very good save and very important that we didn't concede a second goal. Yeah, so I have a few problems with Jose's tactics because, as I realized in the first half, when we had the ball more and did a bit more, we had them much better and under control, and they did basically nothing going forward, except like 1 or 2 headers, but they weren't really big trouble for Courtois anyways. And the other thing I wanna I have a problem with is that Jose, he does it a lot. That he makes the substitutions quite late in the game, especially when change would be needed, and then obviously a player that is brought on takes a little while to find in the game, especially if it's like a tough game where the opponent is over you. And he brought on Oscar for, who was it? I forgot. Sorry. He brought on Remy for Diego Costa and Willian Cuadrado for Willian. So I don't know. It was a bit too late in my opinion. It probably wouldn't have changed much anyways. But I think if Oscar and Cesc would have started, I know before the match I said it would be better as well to play Ramirez, but after seeing the game, I think it would have been better to play Oscar and Cesc because they just help us keep the ball and put some stability in the game. And just if we have the ball, we're just a better team. We're a better team this season when we have the ball and go forward ourselves than if we have to defend, because for some reason the organization of the backline is not always the best. So another thing I want to point out is the ref, because it was a weird one. Like, he was on his whistle 24/7. He gave everything, every free kick. But then when Verratti put in a 2-foot challenge with his foot up like this going into Hazard, he only gave a yellow card that should have been a red card. And on other occasions he gave yellow cards for nothing. So I think that was a bit weird. So just to wrap it up, I think it was a very good result, the 1-1. Obviously very important that we got an away goal. We didn't lose, so it's a much better situation for us to go back to the bridge than it was last season where we lost 3-1. So I think we're going to go through, but I do think we need to change it a bit. Like, as I said, playing Oscar and Cesc, because I think if we keep the ball, we're just a better team. But I wouldn't be surprised, as Paris got to attack because they have to score. If it will be just like against Everton, Willian as number 10 and Cuadrado on the wing, and Oscar might not play again. I would feel a bit sorry for him, but it might happen just to give us even more pace on the counter, because we didn't finish any counter, to be honest. I mean, we were poor attacking wise. We had one shot on goal that was our goal, and I think one more shot, but that wasn't on target. So not very good, to be honest. But as I said, Courtois was my man of the match from Chelsea's perspective. And in general, I think it was Cavani, because he played quite well. And so yeah, that was it from me. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, see you next time.